You want to go first or me?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, I feel like I'm speaking to everyone who already knows what we're talking about, but
Well, Joel knows too. I mean, yeah.
yeah. So, Release Over 20 is all about just taking action on a personal level from anglers being able to make a change today just by their behaviors, and it's about choosing upper limits or creel limits for yourself that are more restrictive than the law allows. And it's really just aimed at taking action from the increase in pressure due to technology and just people out fishing, and trying to make a change in a positive way, so using positive reinforcement. And this is something that I started a year and a half ago, and it's grown a lot, and because of the growth and just how it's resonated with people, decided to spin this off into its own nonprofit corporation, and Carrie and Adam are my partners in this, and we're currently, our status is 501c3 pending. We're waiting on final approval. We're expecting that hopefully by the end of the year. And this event is a way to fundraise for it and get it kicked off in the right way. And I'm really excited about what we can do in the future, because this has been run on a shoestring budget with almost no resources.
And with you doing all the work.
And with me doing all the work, so I'm really looking forward to the help. I'm looking forward to being able to have partners in like mind partners to think of ways we can increase the reach of this thing and just do a lot of good and hopefully make a long-term difference. And so yeah, that's the background. But one thing I want to say is about the influencers. So Carrie and Adam are influencers that have a YouTube channel, and you know, there's a little controversy amongst people that do that, because you're showing people, you're shortening the learning curve, and that's what it's like. Everyone wants to shorten the learning curve if they don't know what they're doing. They're new to angling, they bought a boat and want to get better at fishing, and I think it's great. But influencers by nature are influencers, so people are gonna monkey see, monkey do. They're gonna do what you do. They're gonna mimic your behaviors, and I feel like it's important to have all the influencers that we have involved, like show, you know, talk about Release Over 20, practice Release Over 20, demonstrate proper handling and release of fish to ensure their survival. Not saying let everything go, you know, that's not what the initiative's about. I like keeping and eating a few fish, but not being wasteful, being responsible. And so that's just the background. So hoping that one outcome of this is that we have more and more influencers sort of absorb the philosophy of Release Over 20 into their behaviors, so that they influence the thousands of other people that follow them to do the same. And that you're already seeing it, because y'all have done it from day one. That's why you're involved. It's well, like,
yeah, and
you embrace Release Over 20, and you've had people tell you that they do those things because they follow you and watch you. So.
And I think we want to take a practical approach as well. Carrie and I were talking about this in the car on the way over here, that, you know, look, we're not trying to set some handling and release standard that is unattainable, or that, you know, really have to be perfect. Like, we all understand the practical side of what fishing and nature of it. So, you know, we're just trying to best efforts, do the best we can to make sure the fish lives, you know, for somebody else to catch.
That's right.
So, not, you know.
But I think this is all really good information for the influencers that aren't here.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's good to, you know, to talk about that. And then I'm excited about just doing the event on February the 5th. I think I'm really excited for you, but I just I think Post and Courier's done a really good job of getting this thing started.
Absolutely.
All of us influencers just need to make sure we get the word out, and that's where you girls are gonna let us know how we're gonna do that, right?
Hopefully. Well, I guess why don't we, I know we've all met already this morning, but I know some folks might join us later watching the video. So why don't we just do some introductions? I'll kick it off. I'm Chris Zeller. I'm our Chief Opportunity and Marketing Officer. So I oversee primarily our marketing. I work closely with all the departments, in particular the newsroom as well, and I oversee our events. So I'm really excited about growing an audience that's really passionate around a topic. We've done that in several areas, and clearly fishing and outdoor life is that passionate topic or passion project for a lot of people. So we felt like this was a good opportunity to engage with an audience that we don't have a regular relationship with. And our goal, hopefully, is to release a product where it fills a void in the community when it comes to content. So very excited to be here, and I'll turn it over to Ashley, and then we'll do the rounds.
And I'm Ashley McGee. I'm the niche content or niche managing editor. So any niche audiences, whether that is parents, whether it's anglers, that's where I come in developing a content strategy that is tailored specifically to those audiences. I also grew up hunting and fishing, so that is where I came into the mix because I fall in the marketing department, and then I had that kind of outdoors knowledge. So Chris called me in for this.
And someone who's not here today, she's on PTO. Her name is Misty Simons. She is our partnership development director. So her goal, her mission really is to develop partnerships with key organizations, key brands that would align well with whatever project that we're working on. In this case, with Release Over 20. So we've already started having those conversations. We want to grow that further. You know, full disclosure, I always like to say, Misty and I are not, we don't fish. That doesn't mean we won't fish. It's just it's something that we haven't done. But again, what I really like is when I see people really passionate about something, I'm very intrigued and I'm curious. So I ask a lot of questions to really understand what drives people to do things. So I've really enjoyed learning everything so far. I know Misty has talked to several partners who she's learning quite a bit as well. So we'll turn it over. David, I think everybody knows you, but why? I don't actually know if all the influencers know you.
So I'm David Flatt. I'm technically the founder of Release Over 20, and I'm also the co-owner of Ice Strike Fishing, and recreational angler. But I also have been very involved with the DNR, and I've been tagging fish for like 8 years. I've done electrofishing, I've done trammel netting with the DNR, I've planted oysters for years and years, and organized a cleanup of the Ashley River, so I'm pretty passionate about conservation.
I'm Kerry Browning. I'm a YouTuber that just, whenever I found out about Release Over 20, I just, and actually, you're the one that told me about Release Over 20. He's on my boat all the time. And I just got real passionate about it and went and met David at Ice Strike, and we talked about it. And my wife's the publisher of the Post and Courier, and I talked to her about doing a fundraiser and started out just maybe doing a fundraiser at our little fish camp out in Allendale, maybe with 100 people. And this thing has just blossomed because it's the easiest sell in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Is Release Over 20. And it just blossomed into now what it's become. And I think we're gonna have a great turnout on February the 5th, but looking forward to it.
And you're gonna be involved in the nonprofit going forward?
Absolutely, and then Adam and I both are involved in the nonprofit part of it too, so. David knows a lot of people in the fishing industry, and I guess I'll be getting to know some of those too, so.
You're gonna be the man.
Yeah. And he's gonna do the math.
So I'm Adam Farr. I met Kerry through a local business partner of mine. Kerry had a boat. He had lived here a little while, but he hadn't really fished here too much, right? Fair to say?
Yeah.
And
I didn't know how to catch a redfish 2 years ago.
Yeah, I had grown up fishing, but had moved here about 7 years ago and had not just started fishing a little here, but obviously had always had a love for fishing. So somehow we just met, went out on this boat, and then we just started really getting into local fishing and trying to figure it out together. And then, Kerry took to the videos, so we started producing a lot of videos. And here we are today. In terms of like the business side, I do a lot of work with nonprofits here in Charleston. I'm a member of Social Venture Partners. We do it's kind of like venture philanthropy. We basically help nonprofits with not stuffing envelopes, but actually using our intellectual capabilities to help them kind of grow their nonprofits. So have a bunch of experience. When Dave said he wanted to spin off Release Over 20 into a nonprofit, fortunately I've evaluated a lot of them and understand kind of what the metrics are, and have a numbers background in finance on Wall Street. So
Yes.
Yeah, my name's Kevin Jackson. I'm also a fellow YouTuber like Kerry. I have a channel called SC Fishtails that I'm just started around COVID. I've known these guys for a little over a year. Kerry, we met through just watching each other's YouTube channel, and then also had the pleasure to go out with both Adam and Kerry on the boat and do a video together. So that was great. And we've built a bond and a relationship from there. And talking about Release Over 20, I've known David, the face, for several years just from following him and then his adventures and Release Over 20, and then now I was always thinking with trout. I don't know if this has been mentioned yet, but now it opened my mind even further to flounder and sheep's head, which I think is great. So it's just, I think it's Release Over 20 is something that, like you said, you're not trying to keep telling everybody not to keep fish, but these bigger ones have been around for a while, and they're the mass producers, and that was something that really opened my eyes. I had an idea about it, but it sticks when someone gets to a movement and you get behind it. So basically, yeah, I'm on board with this. I haven't been posting any Release Over 20s because I haven't been fortunate enough. I've been targeting redfish, and I've got some Release Over 40s there. So,
Yes, you have.
but that tis the season right now for the trout and sheep's head and stuff like that. So I'm excited, but I'm glad to be a part of this, and I really appreciate you inviting me here to be with everyone.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
I'm Joel Levina in Redfin Charters. We're on Lockwood downtown. So when I first started, it was in 2012. We've been around for about 8 years. And when I started, it was just me. I think I ran 10 charters my first year. This year we'll do about 2,500. We're probably the largest charter company in the country right now as far as gross. I mean, if you look at some of the other ones, they franchise, but as far as like solely independent, we're the largest. We've got 5 boats on order. We've got 10 boats currently. We try to do it a little bit differently than most charter companies. We bring in, we try to run the best guides. Some of our guides are either captain of the U.S. fishing team or they've won multiple TV shows. To bring in a unique set so we can all lean on each other. Like one person is better at some types of fishing than others, and that's what we really look for when we bring on guides, so we can all learn from each other as a family and as a team. Yeah, we're all like-minded with sustainability. It's on our mission statement. You've got to be like-minded. If it's a meat charter, we do not run it. We will keep fish. We have a 2-boat redfish limit at any given time. Like we don't allow any one of our trips to keep more than 2 redfish. I know Dave from way back, but then we worked together on a similar project where we helped raise enough money for the mariculture tanks down in Bluffton, which was really a good thing, and to see that kind of evolve into where it is now and how many fish that they're releasing for that project, it's truly amazing. So as soon as he said that he was doing another project, that kind of spun, I don't know if spun off from it, but I wanted to jump on, so I'm super excited about it. Y'all tell me how many boats y'all want to run, let's do it.
All right.
So,
Awesome.
I just want to say this, the first time we had a meeting, the Post Courier and all of us, you got on the phone and called Joel to see if he could get on board with this, and it wasn't, I mean,
It was
just like
within
that,
minutes. It
said
was
you can
within
have
minutes.
all the boats you need,
So,
so, thank you, Joel.
yeah, absolutely. I'm super
Yeah,
excited about
really
it.
great
It's a great.
for your involvement.
So the
great
boat
thing.
day is, I mean, just so everybody knows that is gonna be watching this, the boat day is, we keep referring to the boat day, but it's the day when we're all gonna get on 3 of Joel's boats, all the influencers, and get a couple of camera people from the Post and Courier. I think David's gonna tote somebody around. I think Adam might get on my boat and tote somebody around to get different, video from 3 different boats the influencers are fishing on, so.
Well, why don't we go over who we have confirmed with the influencers? I know we have a couple still outstanding, but Ashley has included that list. And, you know, just, so we have an agenda, but this is an open dialogue. So we've been kind of talking about it for about a month now, but we're definitely open to ideas and, you know, what we want to get out of Boat Day, what do we want to get out of the kids, what do we want to get out of promotions. So why don't we go ahead and share?
I'm stealing.
It's okay, that's what that's what we're
And Joel, I don't know if you realize that you agreed to do this, but you are one of our influencers.
Oh, I am?
So it would be fantastic if you can run one of the giveaways from the Redfin account, unless you have another account.
Yeah,
that you're
yeah, no,
following as
sure,
well.
sure.
And so we have you on there, you're kind of twofold on both sides, helping us with the
Good
Boat
deal.
Day, but then you're one of our influencers as well. We also have Mandy Henderson. She has a significant following on Instagram, probably know her as One Fishy Nurse. And then Dan Cantrell, Dan from Savannah. So it's kind of nice that we have that extended reach with someone out of Savannah. And then we also have Houston out of Beaufort. So that gives us a little bit more of an extended reach throughout the Low Country, and we'll hopefully draw some folks from out of town as well, not just the Charleston area, especially because we know that, you know, this is a destination for fishing as well, not just locals. We have folks who come here for different reasons, bachelor party trips, just guys weekends, girls weekends, whatever, and they want to do some fishing while they're here. Christian would make time for fishing, and then of course we have Kevin, David Hill with First Down Fishing, Mark with Redfish Bluetail, Carrie, our head influencer, and then we have Kelsey, who's the beardless fisher, and I believe she is the one that works for Shimano as well. So
You have a couple of folks that you're still trying to button up. Is that
yeah,
right?
we have a few other folks that may be in the mix. We're looking at those and maybe trying to get someone on the freshwater side, since we know that there's a lot of interest from freshwater fishermen who maybe want to learn how to do some more of the saltwater and inshore and all of that. So
Did Judson, did he ever confirm?
I wasn't like on top of them for that. but
Okay,
I can be.
I'm
yeah.
gonna reach out to him,
Yeah.
so there might be another one we'll be
He
adding.
can,
Gotcha.
he can sometimes be hard to pin down because he's incredibly driven and busy. He's got a million things going on, so you just gotta keep on him.
Okay, I'll make sure I
I've
get
had the
that.
same problem. It's hard for me to get him to.
Okay.
But you gotta
I
call
have,
or
I have,
something.
in
You
all
gotta- you gotta pin
fairness,
him
I
down.
haven't been reaching out to him, so I will.
Blue Gabe, and
Do you know Blue Gabe?
so him and his girl Island Key, I think's her thing.
Kelly
they've
Young.
got between like, I think she's got like 90,000 Instagram followers, and Blue Gabe's
That's
got like
Kelly Young, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
what'd you say, Island?
Yes.
Well, so I know of them, but one of my guides knows them. Like, they were supposed to fish with me, and it might be possible that we get. You know, I'll try. I'll
Man,
do
that
my
would
best,
be
'cause that's
huge.
yeah.
Be huge.
I'll see if I can maybe get them to come fish with us on that time, because
Oh my.
we have
that'd be huge.
we have a yacht that people sleep on and they fish with us. It's a fishing lodge, and they were supposed to sleep on the boat and then. But I'll see if I can do it.
Get some cold chills. Those guys are. I mean, he's awesome. You know who he is, Blue Gabe?
I've heard of them, but I don't follow them.
Gabe
His brother.
Arrington
Yeah.
and Robert Arrington.
Yeah, his brother's got a ton too.
Yeah.
I say, and
Guarantee for dinner.
even if they're not part of this core influencer group that are part of Boat Day and are part of, you know, the event programming, you know, on February 5th, we certainly kind of want to do, you know, an extended, almost like a PR team that can just help us spread the word. So even if someone isn't able to commit to the full thing, we can certainly still
And
share that with them.
Adam and I were talking about this morning on the way here. Adam is he's just been watching a lot of videos just for the research aspect of it. He's come across two guys in videos. One is Fish and Surf Charleston. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, no, he
But-
reached out to me just recently.
Okay, well,
Surfs and stuff like that.
yeah,
He's in the grass a lot.
he was
Not
just
bored,
talking about.
So on his most recent video, he actually explicitly said, you know, listen, the fish that come in here, only 10% of the redfish come into the shallows to begin with, and you know, you should really let them go. Yeah, he's like, I let all mine go. You should really let them go because those are the breeders that, you know, will come back in the
Keep
shallows
coming in
kind of
the grass,
thing.
yeah.
But
So-
he really explicitly like took like 30 seconds or 45 seconds of this video to really say something that in my mind aligned really well.
Yeah, and so those are the people that, and then he's got another one too that he sent me in. Those are the people that we, you know, can, like last minute, because we're finding these people all the time, and so we can reach out and just say, hey, can you give us, you know, 15, 20, 30 seconds of your video and just, you know, talk about Release Over 20 and this fundraiser coming up on the 5th of February, so.
Yeah, and I think if those that aren't here with us today, if you know of any other YouTubers, influencers, or people that could join us, whether it's formally through the influencer program or from the PR side or spreading the word, we want to know so that we can obviously tag everyone and then you know who they are, and I think that would be great.
And
So-
Kevin, feel free to invite
Yeah,
him,
okay, I
you know,
will.
because
I
he's
just-
got a lot of followers.
I looked at, it looks like he wasn't posting videos for a while.
He
Then
wasn't,
started doing
just
it again. He
recently.
reached out, hey, check out my videos, and then I looked him on YouTube, and he has a mutual friend that I coach their kids, so I think I have a name there.
Okay, good.
And I also know, just for you, the guy Mark here, I know his last name, if that'll help if you want.
Oh,
That would be
that's
great.
It's Gaskins, Gaskins.
I'm very type A, so that is something that I was like, oh.
Me too, I was like, I don't know Christian's last name.
I was trying to piece together the information
Mark
that they were
Gaskins.
giving me and trying to fill in any blanks that I had, so.
Could we talk
Thank you.
about the day for a second on
Yeah.
boat day? So so on boat day, the November 19th day, that's when we're
That's when we're fishing.
fishing, and then on February the 5th,
That's the event at Woodlands Nature Reserve, which
Okay.
is the fundraiser.
and
You're
then
so fishing there.
Yeah.
on
fishing.
November the 19th, that's a Friday. What is it an all day?
It is a morning. I spoke with Tanner,
Okay,
and she reserved
Okay.
3 boats for us. And it would be the morning, which I think she said starts at 7 until 11. Is that
okay, yeah, sure.
right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I could probably block off, you know, I mean, like, maybe like an extra hour in there just to, I haven't checked the tide for if you talk to her.
Okay. Yeah, she said that usually if you're, you know, gonna be doing something like this with fishing, she said 4 people per boat, would be good. So I did 3 boats just because I know some folks can't make it. And then some folks will be in their own boat, you know, taking our videographer, photographers back and forth. That way we're getting footage from each of the boats. And the whole goal of that is to, one, share more information with all the influencers that are joining us, but also to film and take photos that we can use for pre-event marketing promotions for the February 5th fundraiser.
And then you're gonna have, probably everybody's gonna have a YouTube video strapped to their chest too, so, you know,
Probably, yeah.
you know, so then they're probably gonna make a short video and just,
So why don't we talk about, because boat day for us, like, we could be, I mean, let's talk about what we think would be fun programming for that. But one of the things that we want to get from the Post and Courier side, obviously, is to let people know what to expect, but also, we want to be able to mic up every influencer and have them talk about Release Over 20.
absolutely.
So that's gonna be great content that we can use and marketing that we could use for the future. But, you know, I think people are gonna wanna see people, you know, fish and do their thing.
Maybe
I
a
think-
boat competition?
So, on, how many boats are there total, like, including ones that are not Redfin related? That
Well-
people would be actually fishing?
I was
Is it
planning to
just-
bring mine, but not to fish, just to tow the videographer around if I needed to.
So the way that we run, because we do a ton of tournaments, we run, like when Google or Whirlpool or one of the larger companies fish with us, what we'll do is we'll run however many boats it takes. We'll do 4 per boat. We have scorecards that are similar to what you have with a round of golf. It keeps track of, you know, the fish with it. If you're doing trout, are we doing everything?
Whatever you got, whatever you
Wide
want to do.
open.
So we typically do biggest fish.
Just
Redfish
just for
with-
the record, like, we're
Yeah.
seriously considering opening Release Over 20 up to all species.
Okay.
So it's if we can maybe like release the most over
Oh
20
yeah, and I would
80
love,
fish or something
that
like
would
that.
be great if
Yeah.
they release every redfish over 20, but
Yeah.
like, so you do biggest fish, fish with most spots, which is redfish with most spots, and then the boat that catches the most fish, and then we have a ton of just swag that we put together that we would use for prizes, and some of the and then also if you wanted me to talk to some of our sponsors, we could probably get Bubba Blade to donate. You know, I know that's kind of like, it's like a knife and it's also release, but at the same time they do preach sustainability, so we could probably get some knives and pliers from them. I know Hook would donate some apparel for the prizes.
That was part of our goal today, was to discuss some other possible, you know, sponsors, business partners for in-kind donations as well. We have a list already, but you know, again, we're not experts in
So
this
we would-
industry, so.
Everybody would get back to the dock, or we would go somewhere else. So say like, sometimes we'll do crab house drop-offs and they'll cook like the smaller stuff we can cook your catch, or they can do their own food, and we would go there for lunch and then finish there on their dock.
That'd
So
be
like
great.
a
we
little
probably
like award ceremony or something.
do a ceremony there
Yeah.
instead of back at our dock. We depart from ours and then in
That'd be
there.
nice too, because then you get the anglers from the different boats kind of talking amongst each other, and they can talk about their adventure, and we can film that and record. I mean, I think
I
that
say, we were
and
talking
we
about a lunch anyway, so that would be nice that we don't have to deal with like everybody getting back in their cars and trying to meet back up at another
I mean,
location.
And I think that also preaches the fishing responsibility about how you're not telling people that they can't. I mean, you're releasing certain species, but then you're keeping enough, and you're
Agreed.
you know, and you're doing it that way. I mean, we have our own. Like, I donated a $5,000 fillet table over there. It's giant, massive. It's got signage and stuff. It's right on the dock. We can go up onto the. They have an outside area that we could all join and get seated. That's outside. So, I mean, I think that would be awesome to do. And then we would do the prizes there. We have an actual swag bag for the biggest fish, and
okay.
we can put some prizes in that.